Well, welcome back to another episode of Fox Sports Lab NRL. I'm Eloise Sohier, as always, joined by Josh Morris. Josh, welcome back for another week.
Good to be here, Eloise.
Well, we are round 21. I can't believe how quick this season has gone. Let's jump through all the games. We know the Origin is behind us now, so we've got a full agenda full of plenty of exciting games this weekend, I think headlined by the Rabbitohs and the Broncos. But let's start with Thursday night's game, the Dragons taking on the Tigers. Now, obviously, look, their season's probably out of touch in terms of making the top 8, but they've still got plenty of pride to play for on the line here. Which way do you see this one going?
Yeah, this one's the battle of the spoon at the moment. Both sides are trying to avoid it. The Tigers need to win to level up on points with the Dragons. I think the Dragons are favourites here, but I actually like the Tigers. There's been a lot said about them this week. A lot has happened in terms of their chairman coming out and fronting the media as well, and the players have had a meeting by themselves as well. Obviously, those types of things happen when you're under a bit of pressure, but the way to ease that pressure is with a win. So I'm tipping Tigers in an upset here.
Oh, there you go. Big upset. And obviously they're looking to galvanise after what's been happening in the media this week at the West Tigers. Well, let's move on to Friday's game. The Warriors taking on the Raiders. Now, both these teams somewhat smoky, as you could say, throughout the season. I mean, a big enforcer for the Warriors, though, Adam Fanua-Blake. He's made the most post-contact meters than any other player, 1,118. That is huge.
Yeah, he's really led the way for the Warriors, and he's been well supported by Tohu Harris when he's been on the field as well. I think Dylan Walker's been outstanding for him, but I think it's the Warriors' spine that's been most impressive. Sean Johnson's playing some of the best footy of his career. Wade Egan, he's been outstanding for them as well. And Luke Metcalf, he's really jumped out of the box this year. He's a live wire, and they're all playing well, and the beneficiary of that's been Dylan Watene-Zelezniak. I think the Warriors have scored the most points since round 14. So, they're on track here, and I think this will be a good clash for them. I think they can jump above the Raiders here with a win. The Raiders for and against isn't good, and that's going to come and probably hurt them towards the back end of the season if the games are getting close and the points are getting close on the table. But we saw what the Warriors did last week to the Sharkies, and they'll be confident doing that again. The Raiders themselves, they've won 6 away in a row as well. So they won't be fazed by going over there and trying to cause an upset. The last time they did play was Jared Croker's 300th game at Canberra, and the Warriors won that one 36-14. So I'm tipping the Warriors here for another victory.
Yeah, the Warriors certainly did rain on their parade that night. Now let's move on to another big game on the Friday night, which is the Rabbitohs and the Broncos going head-to-head. I can't wait for this one. It's on neutral territory, what makes it even more exciting because there's no home ground advantage for this one, Josh.
No, there isn't, but the Rabbitohs have a good history here. They've won 4 from 4 at this ground, so they'll be confident of going there. This really is the match of the round, I feel. We're getting all the Origin players back for South. They're also getting Latrell and Campbell Graham back. I think they want to make a statement this week, and to do that, they go against the Broncos side, who's up the top of the table. I can see the Rabbitohs really dominating this game. They could win by 13+ here, and also Alex Johnson needs one more try to get outright third on the all-time try scorers list. So it's only a matter of time before he gets it.
Yeah, absolutely. Alex Johnson will be looking to cross over this weekend. Let's just talk about who do you think is going to be instrumental for the Bunnies in terms of Latrell Mitchell coming back? Are we expecting a big game from him? We know Cody Walker is obviously confident after what he was able to do in Origin Game 3. Who do they look for in that Bunnies lineup to really sort of lead by the front?
Oh, look, I think obviously they want Latrell to have a big game, but he just needs to get back into his rhythm and get some match fitness under his belt. I think Cody Walker is the big one. Off his man of the match performance in State of Origin, he'll be looking to build on that and really hone in his skills in attack and get those Bunnies firing. We saw the right side of the Rabbitohs earlier in the year with Campbell Graham scoring plenty of tries through Lachlan Ilias. I think we'll start seeing that left edge start to score some tries as we head into the final series. And then you have blokes like Cameron Murray as well. I think Koloamatangi, him getting a taste of Origin will be massive for them. But it's going to be a great battle in the forwards as well. I mean, Payne Haas and Patrick Carrigan versus, the likes of Koloamatangi and Cam Murray as well. So I'm just excited to see the Bunnies at full strength and the ability of what they can produce.
Yeah, absolutely. And look out for Selwyn Cobbo as well. He's scored 5 tries in his past 4 games. So whilst Alex Johnson might cross, so too could Selwyn Cobbo. Let's move on now. You're tipping the Rabbitohs in that one, Josh?
Yeah, I am tipping the Rabbitohs. I've tipped them 13 plus, I think. Yep.
Yep, huge one there. Okay, let's move on. Saturday, Titans taking on the Roosters. The Roosters are really sort of fallen away this season. There's been plenty said about them. It's a flip of the coin here. Who do you look to sort of come out and get the 2 points here?
Yeah, I've tipped the Roosters in this one, purely on the fact that there's no Tino for the Titans. He's such an instrumental player for them. He leads their go forward and really sets the tone with their defence as well. I think if you can remember back to last year as well, the Roosters, they were in a similar position, and I think they needed to win 7 out of their last 8 to qualify for the semis. They managed to win those 7 and get into the final. So I think they can go on a streak of wins. They need to really work on their attack, and I've got confidence in Trent Robinson pulling a rabbit out of the hat, so to speak, with this one, and I think the Roosters will get over the Titans here.
Yeah, will be a close affair up there on the Gold Coast. Saturday's other game, we've got the Knights hosting the Storm. Now, the Knights are travelling well, but face a real test in this one, hosting the Storm. They've won 5 of their past 7 games at McDonald Jones Stadium, so that is in their favour.
Yeah, it is in their favour, but the last time they played the Storm, they were on the end of a hiding. They lost 50 points to 2. I think they'll be remembering that, and they'll want to dish out their own punishment. Kalen Ponga, he's been instrumental in their wins, obviously not playing throughout the Origin period in the Origin side, has done him and the team the world of wonders. And, I think that the Storm, they're sitting in 3rd position, but no one's really talking about them. They've flown massively under the radar. The Knights are 3 points out of the 8. If they lose this one, you can pretty much put a pen through them. So I think they'll be up for it, but I just think that the Storm, they're too classy, they're too well-drilled, and Bellamy will get them over the line in this one as well.
Can we just expand on the fact that the Storm are sitting in 3rd? They're up there within the top 4, Josh. Why are they managing to just sort of travel under the radar? Not many people talk about them at this point of the season. What are they doing so well that's seeing them sit up there in 3rd place?
Yeah, they're just winning the close games. They've got a gritty style, and they are winning those close games. They still probably haven't even played their best footy yet either. So the ability to win when you're not playing your best football is a great trait to have, and it's probably something that Craig Bellamy has had throughout his whole career. I think now that we're getting towards the back end of the season and Origin is over, I think those players now that were involved in Origin, they can focus on their club footy, and you'll see a much better Storm side. So, it's I think it's bad news for the Knights this week.
Yeah, not good news for the Knights. If you're listening to Josh Morris's tips here on Fox Sports Lab NRL, well, let's move on to the Saturday's late game. The Cowboys are hosting the Eels. If the Cowboys can get a win here, they can jump into the top 8. Another team that's been a bit of a smoky this season, Josh.
Yeah, well, they started the year off pretty poorly, and everyone was writing them off, myself included. But they've really clicked into gear now. Their players, they're doing the little things right. And for the Eagles, they've got no Regan Campbell-Gillard or no Maker Sivo, so that makes the job a little bit tougher. I think I really like the Cowboys and how they're shaping up now. I think with Tomalolo kind of being in and out throughout the year, getting him match fit towards the back end of the season, it's a scary prospect for teams that they face. So, yeah, I think the Cowboys will win this one, and I can probably see them getting 13 plus too.
13 plus for the Cowboys up there in Townsville. Well, to Sunday's game. Now, this is probably opposite ends of the ladder rather. But the Panthers taking on the Bulldogs. Cameron Ciraldo coming up against his old side. The Panthers, they're in some serious hot form. They welcome back Nathan Cleary for his 150th. There's so many storylines to this game. It's going to be an exciting one. No doubt the Bulldogs will be up for it, and they know what a tough challenge lays ahead.
Well, the Bulldogs will be up for it, no doubt, and they have to be, because if they're not going to be up for it, well, then the Panthers, they can put on a scoreboard, and they're getting Nathan Cleary back, celebrating his 150th game. They love winning their milestone games. I think they've done a fantastic job throughout this Origin period. Jack Cogger has been outstanding. He's been a very capable replacement for Nathan Cleary, but they get all their Origin players back now, and they'll be, as most sides, they'll be looking towards the finals now. The Bulldogs, they may get back Kickout and Addo-Carr for this game, so they're big inclusions, but the class of the Panthers will be too strong here, and I think we'll see a lot of points. The Bulldogs, they put up a fight for a fair while against the Broncos last week, but in the back end, they just let in too many points, and I can see a similar thing happening this weekend as well.
Well, to the last game of the round for round 21, it's the Sharks hosting the Seagulls. Now, the Sharks, we've seen what they've been able to do against the bottom place sides. They've been able to put on huge points and look like they could be there come the end of the season. When they come up against the top flight teams, they look to fall away. How do you see this one panning out against the Seagulls?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. They were very disappointing last week, and Craig Fitzgibbon has said that. He's come out and made a few changes. Braden Trindle's come into the side. Connor Tracy's come back into the side as well, and Sifa Talakai has gone to the bench. So he's looking to change things up. He wants a response from his players. He'll no doubt want to see that defence really, really tighten up as we head into the final matches of the season. So they are playing at their home ground. They do have a good record there. So I'm leaning towards the Sharks here to bounce back, and I think they'll bounce back big. I think in day football, I think they play some of their best football. So I'm tipping the Sharks 13+ here as well.
Also, to the Sharks dropping Matt Moylan, was that a bit of a shock? We see that coming, or is that what a side needs at this time of the season to sort of revive what they can do and see they can turn it around?
Yeah, look, it's a sign that no one's safe, isn't it? The coach has swung the axe, and it's a pretty high-profile play there in Matty Moylan. Obviously, they had some issues around that edge in defence on the weekend against the Warriors, and Craig Fitzgibbon's decided that it's time to pull the trigger, and Braden Trindle gets his chance now, who has performed every time he's gone into that Sharks side. So, it's a bit of a shake-up, but it's probably something that they needed heading into the back end of this year, and we'll see if it works on the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to that one on Sunday afternoon. Josh Morris, thanks so much for your time once again here on Fox Sports Lab NRL. We'll see you next week for round 22.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.